podcast, and may it be the Princes of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt.
I'm Bruce.
I'm Steve.
We've been sitting here for literally 45 minutes talking about anything but this book. Okay, but now we do have to talk about it, gentlemen.
Yep.
It was The Path of Daggers. Oh my. Welcome to the Drudge.
Yes.
Welcome to the Drudge. I in my notes here, I just stopped taking a bunch of notes.
Well, my thoughts are, it wasn't bad like I was expecting. It just wasn't anything special, and a part of me is like, how are we going to do an episode about this?
Well, one thing I wanted to say, because I save these topics for...
I almost called and said, should we just go ahead and do the whole Drudge as one episode?
You actually could do that. I didn't think about that. We might should have done that. It's too late now.
Yeah.
Path of Daggers, here we go. I will say this. There are some I talked about the similarities the series has toward Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Really near the beginning, and that's about it. Book 1, you can really tell it's heavy on that. And of course, that he didn't hide that. That was one of his big influences, and that's the father of, fantasy. So everyone who writes fantasy was influenced at that time from Tolkien. I mean, still today, big Tolkien fans. But I also think that I'm starting to think that Dune, Frank Herbert's Dune, is also a big influence from him. And I don't know. I'd like to see an interview. He may have admitted that too, because the Aes Sedai are very similar to the Bene Gesserit.
I can see that.
Is it Bene Gesserit?
Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, Bene Gesserits. They seem to be that way. They have this plan, and they knew about the Chosen One in a way. So you have the Chosen One of Paul Atreides and Dune. So you have
it's been so long.
Okay, I am going to go back.
When I finish this, I'll go back.
Oh, I am too. I'm actually going to do that probably next year. But Paul of Dune is actually Rand in a way. It's very similar. Like he doesn't know he's that powerful. He's young, and he finds out at a young age that and now he is I don't remember what they actually call him. The male channeler, because the Bene Gesserits don't have them.
That's right.
It's a female force. And though it is different in Wheel of Time, because there are males, but they go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one male who can hold that balance, in a way. Now, the Chosen One's nothing new, too. That's your typical trope you have in a lot of these, and that's fine.
Right.
I'm not saying he ripped it off. I just wonder if it appears to be some influence from Dune. Do you see that?
I can see it now that you said it. I wasn't thinking it while I was reading.
Yeah. Well, the Bene Gesserit do not trust Paul Atreides. They fear him, and that's exactly what the Aes Sedai are about Rand. They do not trust him, a man with this much power.
As opposed to his trust for them.
Right.
Well,
right.
That's true too. That's true too. But then they fear him too, Yeah. And so I was thinking about all this while I was listening to, I can't remember. Anyway, I forgot one thing I forgot about, and I was reminded here. I forgot that the Aes Sedai were flyers. They had flyers in there. Who are the ones on the winged beast?
That's the Shan Chan.
Oh, Shan Chan. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What exactly are they though?
They go back to book 2.
Right.
Right.
And I'd forgotten about them.
Yes, they
Already.
have.
We've got a couple cameos.
The Rockin', I think is what they're flying beasts. That honestly, if you just heard an explanation, a description of them, you're like, well, that's a dragon.
Yeah.
But they call them flying lizards.
Dragons are cannons in this
right.
In this series.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
That's not a spoiler.
You won't even get the references until later, and there's nothing spoilery.
There's nothing spoiling there.
Yeah,
So they are kind of like, because I didn't.
Every time they describe it, and the thing is
well, they did this in book 2 or a long time ago, and I don't remember them making special appearances. I'm sure they did.
Had some strange beasts with them.
Yeah, they had some what they call them, Grom, the 3-eyed things that ran.
Bears,
those weren't the flyers, though.
No. Those
I forgot.
I
all
don't
about
think
the
that he mentioned anything about the Rockin' and Toe Rockin', 2 different ones. The Toe Rockin' are really big ones. They're like,
You get a cameo of them in the previous book. This was not their first appearance.
Okay.
It was just
they definitely were not in book 2.
No.
Okay.
Not the flyers.
Not the flyers.
When were they first introduced, the flyers?
I want to think it was the book before this one.
Yeah. Oh, really? Was that soon? Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Because Queen
It may be. It may be.
They
oh, that's right. That's right. In where was it? She was with the white cloaks and
yeah.
Is that Altara? Altara?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's where the white cloaks have basically free reign.
And they came in.
There with
it was really kind of a small scene. It was like a big something going on, but the book didn't focus on it a whole lot.
No.
And so I guess you didn't remember it. But yeah, they came and they kind of took over behind the scenes. People were seeing. A couple people saw the dragons come in and out of it. They were attacking at night, and so it was depending on the moonlight and stuff that we see.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wonder how they'll look. I just didn't get a full description of them.
My picture is kind of like the Lord of the Rings, Nazgul.
That's what I was thinking.
Kind of the way
I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah, that's probably close. They don't seem to. My head canon says that they're a little bit stouter, not as long, a little bit fatter.
Okay.
Things that don't look like they should be able to fly. Yeah. Whereas a dragon is obvious.
I knew it wasn't a dragon because they didn't describe it like a dragon, but at the same time, I felt like it was a flying beast, like a not like a griffin, but like this is a weird description, like a bat animal gargoyle in a way, but not like an animal gargoyle. If that makes sense. Yeah. It's not human. It's not humanoid, but it's grotesque.
But it has scales. It
flies. Yeah.
I think it's kind of a wink and a nod to a dragon, in the same way that the tattoos on Rand's arms are dragons, but they don't have wings.
No. And that's the thing. Why not make it a winged dragon? I guess that's too cliche.
Probably.
You just want to come up with his own thing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think it works.
No, it's fine. I just recall. I remember thinking, I forgot about that. We talk about Rand delving into madness more and more. Yeah. Now he's just laughing out loud. He doesn't even realize.
Yeah, he doesn't even know it.
And so now his case is getting worse. We had talked about this earlier, where at first,
and they explain
it's just a voice in his head that he can kind of hear once in a while, but then he starts talking to it. Well, now he's just laughing maniacally out loud and he's going, Rando, oh buddy, oh pal, you doing all right?
Because he used the sword. The sword that is not a sword. What's it called? The name?
Kalendor.
Yeah.
He used Kalendor, and they said that you should, he found out after the fact.
It has a
he can't use it. Yeah, he has to have 3 women help him with it.
He's supposed to be.
We're talking about the sword. That's like sure here. When you say sword,
he has to be linked with at least one woman, and the woman has to be controlling the flows for Kalendor to.
Gotcha.
Work without him just going crazy.
Yes.
And so he accidentally killed some of his men.
Oh yeah. Lots of them.
Yeah.
Davram Bashir, who I think I said last time, is a badass.
Oh yeah.
Tackles him while he's holding the crystal sword, wielding more power than anybody has ever wielded at that point.
He's wiping out the enemy.
Yeah. And Davram Bashir just bull rushes him, takes him down.
You also have, the prophecies are coming true about death and disruption and stuff like that, and some people beginning to resent him now. He's had a strong following, and now people are like, I don't know if this is going to happen. No, this is exactly what the prophecy said. You guys. But the thing is now, people there's some resentment in the ranks. There's some dissension in the ranks now, and where you wouldn't dare because you remember they were celebrating him in the streets. And he was going to be the conqueror and everything. Yeah, but they didn't hide the fact that he's going to bring death and destruction. That doesn't mean just to your enemies.
Right.
It means
that's
to you.
That's the thing about the prophecy is
the Allil are the only ones that kind of accept that. Their prophecy pretty.
Their
prophecy was
said
it's going to wipe them out. They were only concerned about saving as many as possible, but they know they're going to get wiped out.
Everybody else is, the dragon's coming. If we accept him, then we're on his side, and we'll be okay. But they didn't understand that it's going to be very, very different. He's conquering all these nations to prepare them to go to Tarmangaiden, to be his army. I'm conquering you. now you're gonna have to go die. You're the army that is going to basically buy me time.
Yeah. No, it's exactly right. Rand is also wondering at this point, hey, can I cleanse Sidene?
Mm-hmm.
Is that even possible?
Right.
Do I have the power? Do I have the ability? I should. I feel like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be something later on that we're going to find out if he can or not later on in the books. But he's figuring that out. Also, and I believe this is at the end of it, I have a question mark because I know what's going on in Windsor. Fael is captured at the end, right?
The very end.
Okay, the very end.
And that's pretty much how it ends.
And this is,
It ends with her being captured along with Morghese, who she knows as, what did she call herself?
Ralph Macchio.
Different conversation.
Yeah. More interesting conversation.
Anyway, she's basically her lady's maid, but that, and then Queen Alejandra of Gildan, and then a couple of Fael's servants.
Yeah,
her little spy group that are trying to be like Aiel.
Right.
And then Bane and Chiat, who are Aiel.
That Perrin doesn't know that yet, right? About Spy Network yet?
No, she was trying to get a message.
She's trying to do it. He suspects it.
He
suspects. Because she said she will get information how she
right.
can. She was very coy about
it. The wife's job to do the spying.
Right. She says
her husband
that.
shouldn't have to spy.
Yeah, but he doesn't know about the spy net yet.
Right.
Okay. So she gets kidnapped. That's basically how it ends, which is gonna be one of the longest worthless story arcs.
Yes.
In the entire series for Wheel of Time, because I remember reading it the first time. That's not gonna get wrapped up for a few books, and it's barely gonna move an inch for the first two, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I forgot you're still captured.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking about this?
2, maybe 3 books past this.
Yeah.
She's still
I know. Yeah. I know. But think about it. Think
nothing
about
happens.
the person.
It's not like there's a long period of time, and it's years later. Nothing
happened.
I mean, a lot happens, but
you could have wrapped that up in the next book.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that's what, if you're going to leave with a cliffhanger here, you're going to wrap that minor story. It's a minor story.
Yeah.
We can see it from mile away. But hey, it gives our characters something to do. So okay, no, we don't need it right now. We'll just push it along. Move along to the next one.
It does push Perrin's arc a bit because it sends
not
him
till way later.
Right. Well, I mean.
Well, no, I know what you're talking about. We'll talk about that.
It sends him down.
Please don't talk about it now, because then we won't have anything to talk about in the future.
Yeah. I'm trying to give it some justification. Like,
I know what you're saying.
Most people, and
I know what you're saying.
This could have just not happened, and Perrin could have gone down this path.
Actually,
anyway.
If you were right, you would have been like, and Perrin went, that's over, and then moved along. I know how you would have written that story.
Yeah.
I gotta ask something now. I don't have anything else. That is.
Here I come.
Oh, Matt. Anyway, what? I don't have any other notes, but I do have another topic.
Okay.
I missed Matt in this book.
Yeah,
right.
And not in it. This is the first book to skip him, and he was missed.
It's his turn to take a back seat, though.
Yeah, just like Perrin
took one
2 books ago.
Yeah. So he's taking a day off. Of writing.
But he's a fun character, and the book kind of lacks fun.
Right.
The next few books lack fun.
Yeah.
I would say
you get Matt in the next book. You get a lot of Matt in the next book.
Right. Right.
We'll get the
but anything else with Path of Daggers? I do have one other thing I do want to
Well,
discuss.
I mean, we've got Elaine and Nynaeve. Basically.
Yes, we do. That's good.
They do the whole thing with the Bowl of the Winds, getting the weather back to normal.
Because it's been a long summer.
Right.
And it's in the fall, and it's still been summer.
It's supposed to have been winter. And
I know.
Boy, when they fix the the weather. They plunge everything directly
into winter.
Into winter.
Is it? I didn't get what time of the year it was, but it was already winter by then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they were mentioning the fall is just so hot. It's like, welcome to Louisiana.
Yeah, really.
So the world is like Louisiana,
right?
That's what you're saying. Where we wear shorts on Thanksgiving Day. You know,
I've worn shorts on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah.
I know Bruce has. You can find him.
Bruce wears shorts all the time. When we were roommates, he'd answer the door in his boxers. My mom, my grandmother came. He goes, oh. Ran back, put on some pants. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Then after that, my grandmother kept asking how Bruce was doing.
If she had been an ice guy, you'd be bonded, Bruce.
Bruce would have been bonded, I'm telling you. Go ahead.
Avienda does something pretty cool where she like takes a weave apart.
Yeah.
And the other Aes Sedai see it happen, and they all freak the F out, saying that can't be done while she's doing it right in front of them, and everything's fine.
And the Wisdoms were familiar with that process, though.
Yes, they taught her how to do it.
And see, I must have not been paying. I thought that was all in Winter's Heart, what you're telling me, but it was in this book. Okay.
That's kind of how this book starts with.
Oh man, Winter's Heart's going to get so many less notes.
I want to go back and
give that
a re-listen.
I know. How to get this mixed up? Well, I mean, these things go pretty fast. That's the thing. The slog is the shortest. The short of these next
three shortest books.
Yeah,
three
like
shortest books right
hours,
here.
I think.
Yeah, and really, it only felt like half a book.
Mm-hmm. It does really. It
takes you by surprise. You're like the conclusion of
it did.
Like,
and it's sad.
Seriously, I just started this yesterday.
Well, no, the thing is, it goes in the last chapter. Normally, it's like, we got another hour left, and then it was like 5 seconds.
Right. It's like this last little bit, and then an epilogue.
And you're going to see that for the next two books too.
Mm-hmm.
They just wrap up really quick, and it's like, okay, well, that's the only redeeming quality about these books, are they're the shorter ones.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and get into my question here, because I have a belief. You know, Robert Jordan said from the very beginning, this is a 12-book series, right? He had said that when they started getting popular. It always been.
I thought he was originally supposed to be like 4.
Oh, was it?
Oh, and that's not uncommon for them to start with a trilogy in mind.
Right.
And then go to the 12-book series. Was he just dragging it out at this point? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like he was just dragging it out. He's like, well, I know what I want to do for book 11 and 12.
But here's the thing, and he's not the only author that runs into this problem. So Stephen King had the same issue with his Dark Tower series. And George R.R. Martin is having the same issue with his Game of Thrones series.
He's never writing another book, ever.
Well, he might. People said the same thing about Stephen King, and then all of a sudden he gets hit by a car, and whoa, I got books off the wall.
Yeah, but that's because he got hit by the car. He woke up in that girl's bedroom, tied him to the bed, and broke his ankles. You know.
Right. So anyway, he in this situation he has his main characters. Like if you wanted to just boil it down to the absolute main characters, then it's the 3 Ta'Veren, Matt, Rand, and Perrin.
Right.
Then you've got your semi-main characters with Elaine, Egwene, Nynaeve, and Avienda.
Mm-hmm.
Avienda just kind of tags along with some of those at any point.
Yeah.
So they are spread out all over the place, and he's trying to figure out how to naturally get them back together without using the traveling, basically, which it could make sense in this story, whereas it didn't in the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But anyway, or last 3 seasons. We won't go down that road.
Yeah, we have time.
So I understand how slow it is, but he did need to kind of slow down and naturally bring them back.
Not this slow.
Yeah.
Not this slow. This is a dead crawl at this point. I mean, something like, go back to Crown of Swords. Something like that. He had time to start bringing it together and then button it up with, I'm keep looking at my thing, what was it? Knife of Dreams.
Yeah.
And where it starts going from slow to slowly picking up speed again, that's plenty of time to bring everyone back and to keep the adventure going.
Yeah.
And without, so the next 3 books really didn't need to happen And he's
but
like,
you spend a lot of time.
I said 12, and 9 books just doesn't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For whatever reason,
he spends a lot of time just basically each character's.
Oh yeah, every character moves 1 inch.
Whatever they're posturing. There's a lot of posturing and political maneuvering and stuff going on, like with Elaine.
She becomes she arrives.
She makes her claim for the throne, and then this book.
That's been drug out over 2 books.
Then the next book, and the next book. It's just there's a lot of political maneuvering going on there that really you could fast forward that.
Oh yeah.
There are a few little small storylines within each of the characters that change things, change motivations, change what they have to do and everything. So I can kind of understand it, but at the same time, it could be condensed big time. If they don't condense this for the series, people will stop watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think we talked about this before. That all 3 of those books, even the 4th book, could be tied into one whole season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could easily just strap all 4 of them together and just say, okay, that's one whole season. That's a wrap, and not miss a beat. Really, not miss a beat.
And I would think that most readers would agree.
Yeah, readers don't want to see a whole season on Path of Daggers. No, and definitely not the other 2 as well. But I mean, and you can't, to be honest, you can't make one up unless you start making up a bunch of other stuff.
This is maybe 3 or 4 episodes, maybe.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Because you can only spend so much time in a character's head.
Yeah.
And show that on a screen like that.
Yeah.
An entire chapter of description can happen in about 30 seconds of screen time. So, yeah, they could definitely condense all 4. Maybe 5 books.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So it's just one of those things where they're just, at this point, the TV show can go. What did we say? 7, 8 seasons, regular.
Yeah.
If they wanted to, 10 at the most if they wanted
7
to.
Would be stretching it.
But 8, they could easily do it in 8 if they wanted to. I think,
Especially since they know
and not miss a beat
what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
They know where the characters are supposed to be, which characters are supposed to be there, and how to get them there naturally.
Yeah. And again, they're saying all the right things. They're saying all the right things about how they're going to treat the script, how they're going to treat the books. They're going to make sure this is done for the fans because it's going to be. I think they're learning a little bit from Game of Thrones. Like whenever we go off on our own, it's bad. When we go off someone's genius, we look great. And then when I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I heard when it goes beyond the book, that's when it went off the rails.
Yeah, season 5.
Because they had no idea how to write the story.
Yeah. About half of season 5, you're like, okay, this is kind of.
The thing is,
this is all right, and then you just.
The thing is, it felt like it was an outline, adapted directly. See, Game of Thrones ending. It was because the story was there, but it wasn't fleshed out in any way, and
so unnatural.
I was watching it with Rachel, and it's like they did not earn these points. Yes, it's like yes, the story's going that way, but they didn't walk us there. They just jumped to it.
They just took leaps and bounds.
Like here's my idea. Now we'll do something neat with it, and then all he did was what he told him the idea was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then of course you had the favorite characters that probably aren't going to be there, but people like them throughout the series, and so they just we'll just put them there. Well, what for? We'll have them say something funny.
Yeah. So. I'll save. Well, I'll go ahead and burn one of my other questions I was going to save for another episode just because it's going to be hard to fill time. But the other one is, did you see that the writers, the people involved, said they're going to cast, they're not combining roles. Everyone is going to have their own character. They're not going to combine roles. I mean, that's how true they are sticking to this. So I wanted to see your thoughts on that.
They've already got a massive budget.
You're talking about, well, yeah, they do, but you're talking about, that's a ton of different people.
Yeah.
But they said
they're going to have to leave some people out, which they can do very easily.
They would, but they said they're not going to try to combine two roles for one. They're going to cast different actors and actresses for every single role that they need.
See, I had a feeling that they might leave out men Um,
well, with so many characters they came up with.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you'd have to, but they're saying no. We're gonna make sure because I mean,
you could combine Galad and Gollum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easily, but
those
are gonna be separate. No, wow. Those are gonna be separate.
I had not heard
that. Yeah.
Now, what I did hear, somebody did some major digging into finances, and the Czech Republic apparently started this thing where they give either tax credit or whatever if you film and hire production crews
in the Czech Republic.
Well,
that makes sense because they're getting that money, the jobs.
So up to $15 million. So to get the $15 million,
nice.
If you're at the $15 million mark, then you've spent about $75 million. And from what this person uncovered, they've gotten the credit of about $14.9 million.
Oh wow!
And that's just what they have spent in the Czech Republic. So that doesn't include like the director's salary or any of the actors, like the main actors. So like
right.
they're extras and crew members and stuff that they hire there would count. Maybe even hotel stays or whatever like that. But that means that they've probably spent anywhere from $80 to $90 million on season 1. That puts them at about $10 million per episode. Put that into perspective. The first season of Game of Thrones only had about a $5 million per episode.
It was great for that.
Yeah. So, and then the last season had, I think, about a $10 million per episode, except for the last episode and the Battle of Winterfell, I think, which was, well, that may have been the last two. Everything went by so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are.
Okay, so I didn't know about that sweet setup they had. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they also have a production designer or production manager, whatever, that's actually an Emmy winner for one other show that he's done. He's done a lot of stuff. So.
And those type of people work on these types of shows anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad to hear things about saying, hey, we're going to remain true to the books. We're not going to combine roles. They're saying the right things. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
But I don't want them straying away. And that's the thing. Everyone thinks they're smarter than the best-selling author. Right. And I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to make a Tolkien series, I'm going to write just the way Tolkien envisioned. Oh, I like my idea better. My idea is, Gimli falls in love with the elven princess or whatever, and they get married and go away. What? But that's the kind of stupid stuff you see when someone else takes over and they think they know better.
Yeah, they think.
And the thing is, fans are going to be watching this. There's a lot of big fans who've been waiting for years, decades to see something. We're used to waiting years and decades for the next Robert Jordan novel to come out. But the thing is, though, a lot of these people aren't around anymore. But at the same time, they're ready for the wheel of time. They're ready for the wheel of time because, and I think obviously they want this to be big and successful because if they do it right, yes, it will be. Will it be a next Game of Thrones? It could be. It could be. It's got some enticing characters. It's got an enticing world.
It already has a much bigger fan base than Game of Thrones had at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing that they're going to have to make sure in the first season, which sounds like they're doing everything that they should be doing, spending money, getting high caliber actors, high caliber directors and writers, production design, and all that kind of stuff. They're doing everything they need to do to catch the non-fans, the people that don't know anything about it.
Right.
Or they heard a little bit, but they never read the books. People like probably our wives that never read
it.
But they'll watch the show with us, and they may continue to watch the show.
And the story is in there to where it can grab the average viewer,
right,
and entice them.
The problem that you run into a lot of times with the kind of the adaptation from a book series to a TV or movie is that you have to change things because you're going from a very different medium where you have actual first-person POV thought processes and everything, where you have to try to translate that to a screen where somebody else is watching it. You don't get the descriptions that they see in their head, so you have to show it, and things are going to have to change. A few things are going to have to change. Things that made sense because you had in-depth descriptions, and you're only going to get to see it.
All right.
So there will be changes. There has to be changes.
It's inevitable.
There has to be change.
Yeah, it has to be changed. You know the most incredible thing is, though? We actually made the minimum time for this.
Oh, really?
So we're good. We're good. We're done, folks.
Is that why you let me ramble?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, we have anything else to talk about. So there we go. And I'm saving all the other topics for the other two things. We need something. So it's a salon.
Bruce, take notes.
Hey, all I gotta say, for people entering Path of Daggers, it gets better.
It does.
Not for a very long time. Okay, so
listen to it.
You don't skip it. You don't skip it.
Yeah. But if you have trouble staying focused, wanting to pick up that book at the end of the day, you're tired, but
you gotta climb that mountain.
Listen to it. Get the audiobook. Go to Audible. Find somebody that has it. The books are old enough.
Find a friend library to listen with you.
The library has these things.
Yeah, it's true.
So it makes it easier when somebody else is doing the work.
And we'll be there for audio reading support in the next episode because we got to save this stuff to talk about in the next episode.
Right.
I don't know how we can make another podcast. But anyway, we're going to try it. Yeah. We're going to try it.
Hey, people could even leave comments on, hey, what do y'all think about this?
You can always leave comments. Always leave comments. Or, I mean, to be honest,
we'll
maybe you just listen to this review and then you skip Path of Daggers. Don't skip Path of Daggers. I'm just kidding. Don't skip it.
We don't give enough of an in-depth description of things that happen in these books for you.
Yeah, we do give spoilers though. But
definitely spoilers.
But we already said that. Book. Spoilers for the next book.
We haven't been too bad about
that. No. Well, I mean, that's just because you didn't know Fael died. All right, folks.
I'll save my happy dance for when we have a video.
All right, folks.
I'll be doing the Snoopy.
We'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe. What would you do if Rachel got captured?
Was this going somewhere?
Hey, Bruce is kind of built like Aaron.
I know.
Big dude.
Did you chase after him? Or would you give him a few minutes?